Fam, what's going on? Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube with the transfer portal visitor update. But first, let's look at some guys who are leaving Alabama and that have entered the NCAA transfer portal. Caleb Odom, wide receiver. Danny Lewis, tight end, that was today. As was Hunter Osborne, a defensive lineman. Jaheim Otis, defensive lineman. Now, that happened a long time ago. Jalil Hurley, Keanu Coe, Kendrick Law, Kobe Prentice, each wide receivers. N'Keal Bentrade, and Miles McVay, two Alabama offensive linemen. Now, before we get to the transfer portal target that's coming into town this weekend, out of the players right there, which player do you feel is the biggest impact in terms of a guy that Alabama will miss in 2025? I was kind of thinking Caleb Odom just because of the ceiling that he has, only being a freshman, but you sound off inside the comment box. All right, now, in terms of a transfer portal visitor that's coming in, various reports are saying that Alabama is going to get an opportunity to entertain NC State KC Concepcion. Now, this guy, I'm telling you, get excited about what this young man is bringing to the table. Now, he will be in town. He's entertaining a couple different schools. This is how the transfer portal works. And considering that Alabama has to kind of resurface and retool a little bit in terms of some wide receivers. I mean, as you can see, you got Kobe leaving, Kendrick leaving, Caleb Odom leaving, and we're still kind of uncertain about Jeremy Bernard. I think what KC brings, watch his highlight tape. This is what I want you to do. This is your homework, okay? This is your transfer portal homework. Go to YouTube and type in KC Concepcion, his highlights. This guy, so he would be like a Kobe Prentice type slot wide receiver. As you can see, he's a sophomore, and I believe he's like, the 185-pound range. The guy has a lot of power. This past season, caught for 53 catches, 460 yards, and 6 touchdowns with NC State. I think he'd fit in really nicely, and I think whether Jeremy Bernard stays or goes or whatever, you could have Jeremy Bernard, Ryan Williams, and KC step right in, and those would be your wide receivers. I think he's that good. Look, I have a great appreciation for Cole Adams. I really do. I think KC's a little bit better than him, in my opinion. Now, of course, that's just my take. You guys make your own take after watching the highlights of him. He was the ACC Rookie of the Year in 2023. Freshman All-American, according to the Football Writers Association, right? The Athletic, Pro Football Focus, 24/7, and On3. On3 named him its True Freshman of the Year on offense. So I'm telling you, this guy, he makes plays. Now, I'm going to show you some plays when he was in high school. I can't show clearly plays from NC State, so your homework is to watch it. But look at this guy. I'm telling you, after the catch is where he really shines because of his ability in terms of catch the football, the power run that he has from being an incredible athlete. So just watch it. Here he is at high school playing running back. Look at this. All right, catch a little sweep out. This reminds me of remember Noel Devine? Look at this guy. Look what he's doing. Nobody can tackle him, right? So, and here he is on a 58-yard reception. So your homework is to go and figure out what your take is of KC Concepcion is from NC State. And I believe Alabama will be hosting him this weekend. Here's a look at the Alabama wide receiver room right now. On the far right is Cole Adams, who's injured. He'll be back, of course. And there's a couple other guys that are not listed on this graphic that are coming back. As you know, you have Jaron Hamilton, you have Jalen Hell, who, by the way, Coach Kalen DeBoer had a really good update on Jalen Hell. He's not going to be available for the upcoming ReliaQuest Bowl against Michigan, but he said he's starting to move around more. Now, this is a very talented wide receiver. Don't forget about Jalen Hell when you're looking at next season. You also have Amari Jefferson not listed on this graphic. And you have Jaron Hamilton, and of course, the guys that Alabama just signed, Derek Meadows and Latsier Brooks. So I get it. Guys are going out, but remember, when players leave the transfer portal, that opens up spots that fit the transfer portal. And, I'm curious. And I still, I don't know all the particulars why Kobe, Kendrick, and Caleb left, right? Because, look, you could say it's because they didn't get the football, clearly. But considering the fact that Jalen Milroe, I would say, is a heavy lean to go into the NFL, there's going to be a new quarterback that is operating the system here with Alabama. So if you're a wide receiver, don't you want to see who at least the quarterback is for next season? Whether it's going to be Ty, Dylan, Austin, or Russell as a true freshman, these guys are going to operate Alabama's true offense under Coach Kalen DeBoer. And let's face it, he couldn't do that because of Jalen Milroe. And Jalen Milroe brings a lot from an athletic standpoint, but I still don't feel that we've seen Coach Kalen DeBoer's true offense. So just something to chew on in terms of, those guys. Sometimes you leave a little bit too early, and the grass is not always greener, but at the same point, look, I get it. If you're going to get fed and you're going to get a better NIL deal somewhere else, hey, who's to say that you take that opportunity, right? Coaches and people do that all the time. Some other news that's popped up regarding a former Alabama wide receiver, and that this is not an updated photo, but there is some talk about Caleb Odom, visiting or showing interest in Ole Miss. Ole Miss was a team that went heavy in the transfer portal, before this season, as did Ohio State. This was a team that recruited Caleb Odom and I think would welcome him clearly. You've seen players go from Alabama to Ole Miss. Alabama clearly lost out on Caleb Cunningham, who ended up signing with Ole Miss. A lot of people are also talking about Caleb Odom potentially landing with former teammate Juju Lewis, who just committed to Colorado. Where do you think that Caleb Odom is going to end up? I have another video coming out on Caleb Odom that you should watch because I have a lot of questions about why he left. I can understand Kendrick Law is a veteran wide receiver, right? I mean, he's only caught 1 touchdown in 3 seasons. Kobe Prentice, another veteran guy that I think will go on and shine. But I still don't, I think that Caleb Odom left too early. That's just my take. I think if he stays here and he grows and he develops, because remember, he just switched positions really from tight end to wide receiver. And I think that a new quarterback, as I mentioned, could really operate the offense and get him the football. Just think about it. You have Derek Meadows, whenever he's ready. You have Caleb Odom. You have Ryan Williams. You have Jalen Hell. You see what I'm saying? Maybe you get KC Concepcion. It's this is something to get excited about. So sometimes you leave a little bit too early, but it seemed like he was a little bit disgruntled early on the season. That video is going to drop later on tonight. But I appreciate you guys being here as we continue to track the transfer portal news. And as news happens, we'll keep you posted on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Again, as I asked at the beginning of the video, out of the guys listed right here, is there one person that you're like, man, that's a big loss? Maybe not. Sound off inside the comment box. I appreciate you guys being here.